Ron Hunter of the Georgia State Panthers. Last season, 22 victories, had its best finish ever in the CAA and earned a postseason berth for the first time in a decade. How rewarding was it that you were, and how surprised were you that your team had so much success so quickly?
Well, I was not surprised, because I think when you're prepared, you shouldn't be surprised for success. And so that's one of the things that we talked about. But again, I really believe that it's part of our system. It's amazing that last year this time, people said, boy, you got 9 seniors on your basketball team and they hadn't won in 10 years. You have no chance of winning. We won 22 games. This year is kind of reversed. We got young, talented people. You're too young to win. So again, you can always find different reasons of why not to win. But again, we think we're better than we were a year ago. We think that anything less than what we did a year ago won't be a success for us. So again, that's how you build a culture of winning, and that's what we want at Georgia State.
Many coaches talk about starting success with defense, and your numbers bore that out last year. 15th nationally in scoring defense, field goal percentage defense, and steals. What makes your style of defense so effective, and can this year's team continue that? It's something that you've started.
Well, if they don't play defense, they don't play, and our defense is very unique, and so we're proud of our defense. Again, people know that this is my 19 years as a head coach. I've never played one possession of man-to-man. What we do is we play a matchup that's very unique. We throw pressure. We'll give you 4 or 5 defenses. We'll change defenses inside of a possession. So you've got to be a smart basketball player to play in our system. But once you understand it and you believe in the system, you're going to be pretty good at it. So those young guys, if they don't be in the system, then we'll play walk-ons. But we're going to play people that understand the system.
Devontae White developed into one of the CAA's top point guards a year ago as a sophomore. Talk about his game and how it's evolved. And what can you expect from him this year?
Well, I think it's really important that if you look at the top teams in the country, football, basketball, or any sport, you take a quarterback in football. If you get a disconnect between a quarterback and a head coach, you got a losing football team. If you got a disconnect between a point guard and a head coach, you got a losing basketball team. The very first thing I got on when I got the job, Devontae, you're going to be my point guard for 3 years. We've got to be on the same page in everything that we do. You have to understand the system better than anyone. When I coach a game, I don't coach against the other team. I coach against the point guard and the head coach. If I can get that disconnect, then we've got a great chance of winning. We just can't have it on our end.
This year's roster includes a bunch of new players. Talk about some of the guys you expect to make a major impact this season.
Well, again, it starts with Devontae. Manny Atkins is a kid who's played in 46 games in the ACC at Virginia Tech and won state championships in Georgia. He's coming home and he's kind of excited about getting back to the player that he used to be. Another one of our core guys that just happens to be a kid that I've known for a long time, that's my son. Again, was going to play in the Big Ten and decided to come and play for his dad. And so been a little unique coaching him right now, but we're excited about those guys. And Rashad Richardson played big minutes for us a year ago, and so we expect big things from him. And also James Vincent, our lone senior. We only have one senior in the program, and he's a kid who's played 3 years in the CAA, and so we expect him to have a great year also.
I bet that Hunter kid better play some good defense.
He better play good defense, but every time I yell at him, I usually go home. I start yelling at him a couple days ago, and I get home, and all of a sudden I don't have dinner. And so I'm not yelling at him as much because the more I yell at him, the less I eat. So I want to eat, so we're going to make sure that I watch how much I yell at him.
On the same page, yes. How's it been coaching for him so far? And have you had to adjust your normal father-son relationship? I guess you really kind of touched on it there, but
yeah, I've never coached him a day in my life. One of the things that I wanted him to play basketball, I wanted him to enjoy basketball. So I've never coached him T-ball, AAU, or anything. We talk about things after games. I ask him 2 questions: do you want me to be dad, or you want me to be coach? And so he'll tell me what he wants me to be after a high school game. Now this year, I'm coach. After every game, we'll go be coach. But it is fun, and it also helps that he's really good. Again, I don't hide the secret that my son's a good player. He is a good player, and I expect him to be a great player. And so that makes it fun. But to be able to spend 4 or 5 hours a day with your son is a unique thing, especially at the age of 18. Usually when they're 18, they're just ready to get out. Well, I'm fortunate enough at 18, I get to spend 4 or 5 hours a day with my son doing what we both love.
All right, Ron Hunter at Georgia State, thank you.
Thank you, appreciate it.